I noticed it first on a Tuesday morning, the way her phone lit up and she flinched as if it were alive with some secret intent. I wasn't usually the paranoid type, but something about the way she slipped out of bed before I even woke, the faint scent of cologne that wasn't mine lingering in the hallway, set my chest on fire with unease. I had this gut feeling, gnawing at me day and night, that she was hiding something, someone. For weeks, I tried to convince myself I was imagining it. Maybe she had a male coworker she chatted with, or a friend she hadn't told me about. I tried to brush off the feeling, telling myself that love doesn't tremble on suspicion. But every missed call, every furtive glance at her phone, chipped away at that reassurance until doubt became a constant companion. The breaking point came one evening when I found her perfume bottle tucked in a drawer she never used. I recognized the scent immediately. It wasn't hers. It was heavy, lingering, intimate in a way that made my stomach twist. I stared at it, my mind spinning through every possibility. That's when I decided I needed someone to follow her, to see the truth with my own eyes, because I could no longer trust what my heart hoped to be false. I hired a private investigator. When Mark, the investigator, came back with his first report, I felt relief and rage in equal measure. He had tracked her to a downtown coffee shop late at night, sitting across from a man who wasn't me. She laughed, leaned in, touched his arm. My blood ran cold. "She's definitely seeing someone," Mark said, his tone clinical. "Do you want me to continue?" "Yes," I muttered, but my mind was already a battlefield of betrayal and heartbreak. Every memory I'd shared with her, the nights we stayed up talking, the mornings of quiet coffee, the way her hand fit mine, now felt like a lie. For weeks, I obsessed over the reports, analyzing every photograph, every note Mark sent. I imagined confronting her, demanded to know why she would do this to me. And then, one evening, I went through her texts on the off chance she'd left her phone on the counter. That's when I saw it, the name Mark had been following, the man in every picture, David. A colleague from her volunteer group. And suddenly, the truth hit me in a way that I wasn't prepared for. I hadn't just been hurt, I had been misled. The man she was meeting, the man I thought was her lover, wasn't. Mark had followed the wrong person entirely. David was married, devoted, a friend of hers from years ago. They weren't having an affair. They were planning a surprise for their group's charity event. I sank into the couch, the reports scattered around me, feeling a mix of relief, shame, and lingering anger. I had allowed my jealousy and suspicion to spiral out of control. I realized I had been watching, analyzing, and fearing a story that didn't exist, letting paranoia dictate my actions. My love for her, once simple and trusting, had become distorted by doubt. I confronted her that night, after she returned from work. She looked tired, her eyes warm but wary. "There's something we need to talk about," I said, my voice tight with emotion. She nodded, sensing the tension. "What is it?" I took a deep breath. I hired someone to follow you." Her face paled, a mix of shock and hurt flashing across her features. "You, what?" I thought you were seeing someone else." I couldn't shake the feeling. And my voice broke, the confession heavy and raw. I let my fear get the better of me. She stood there, stunned, and then, slowly, she reached for my hand. "You doubted me?" she asked softly, almost a whisper. "I did," I admitted. I let my jealousy and worry spiral into something terrible. And it got worse because I didn't trust what we had built over the years. Tears welled in her eyes, and she shook her head. "I can't believe you didn't come to me first. You didn't even ask, you just assumed the worst." "I know," I said, shame weighing me down. "And Mark, he followed the wrong person. You weren't seeing anyone. It wasn't real, none of it. I misread everything." She exhaled, a mixture of relief and hurt. "I don't know what to say. I understand why you were worried, but you really should have trusted me." I nodded, swallowing hard. "I know. And I'm sorry. I let fear and insecurity blind me to the truth, blind me to you." We sat in silence for a long time, the kind of quiet that is heavy with unspoken words but also a tentative rebuilding of trust. I thought of all the times I had questioned her, all the nights I had been suspicious, and I felt the sting of wasted energy and doubt. Yet, in that silence, I also felt the possibility of forgiveness, not because it erased the past, but because it acknowledged our humanity. I don't know if we can just move past this immediately, she said finally. But I want to try. If you're willing to work on trust again, I'll meet you halfway. I nodded slowly, my heart aching but open. I don't want to lose what we have because I let fear take over. I want to trust you, and I want us to move forward. Over the next few weeks, we talked more openly than we had in years, about fears, insecurities, and mistakes. The Pi's reports remained on the table as a reminder of how easily doubt can poison love, but they also became a symbol of the clarity that comes after truth is revealed, even when discovered in the most painful way. Looking back, I realized that what had seemed like betrayal was actually a mirror, showing me my own weakness, my own capacity for suspicion and misjudgment. And though the path to rebuilding trust was long and cautious, I understood something essential. Love, when tempered with honesty and open communication, is resilient, but it can be destroyed by fear and doubt faster than anything else. I never hired another private investigator, never questioned her in the same way again. Instead, I chose to confront my insecurities head-on, to speak when I felt unsure, and to trust until given reason not to. And slowly, through patience, forgiveness, and the messy, human process of understanding, we began to heal, not because the past could be undone, but because the truth had finally found its way between us. The lesson stayed with me. Sometimes the enemy isn't the imagined lover, the whispered betrayal, or the secret glance. It's our own mind, twisting what we love into shadows. And the moment we face that, honestly, without blame or judgment, is the moment we can begin to reclaim the love we almost lost.